And we should be live. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's September 7th, just after 8 p.m. I see a lot of people in the chat already. Diaries of Sarika was bobbing her head to the beat. Jeanette is here. Chris Mills, Mamie True, Billy T, Boom Productions, Gertej, Vivian, Madano, Mary W, Chowdhury, Alicia Lewis, and everyone else. Thank you. I don't know why I'm waving at you. You can clearly see me. Thank you for tuning in tonight. At around 8:20, the Buffalo Bills will be playing the Baltimore Ravens, a game that has some fantasy football implications for me, as I have Josh Allen as my starting quarterback. Also, I have Derrick Henry as my flex one. He would normally be my RB1, but since he's starting so late, he's my flex one. And I have Khalil Shakir going as my flex two. And if they play well, I'm easily going to win the week. So go Bills. Coach Mike says, I think this is my first Sunday Night Live. Should be fun. Welcome, Coach Mike. If you're new here, we just kind of hang out, shoot the shit, talk about anything and everything. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Feel free to ask me anything. Super chats are welcome, but obviously not mandatory. Sometimes I have an adult beverage. Sometimes I have some edible cookies or gummies. Sometimes I have a Howard cookie, we could call them. I'm trying to have a healthy weekend, so let's just have a light 4% beverage. Oh, I've got my green screen filter on. Let me turn that off. We'll be getting to the green screen. There we go. Turn off that chroma key. So we're going to be having a Blood Light. Yeah, the Jays lost to the Yankees. I kind of took the day off. I took care of some personal things today. No YouTube's going on, but yeah, kind of disappointing. Jim Wolf, you fucking suck. Jim Wolf, he put Aaron Judge on base on a clear as day strike three. And then, of course, Aaron Judge found his way home, and that was the difference in the game. So kind of a frustrating Blue Jays game to watch. The Yankees had plenty of reasons to hate on Jim Wolf, too. I just fucking hate human umpires. Get ABS up and going already. But anyways, yeah, Jays lost. They lost 2 or 3 to the Yankees. They're back 2 in the division, but really they're kind of back, or they're ahead 2 in the division, but really it's more like 3 because they have the tiebreaker. And unfortunately, the Yankees have an easier schedule than the Jays, so it's going to be a bit of a horse race to the finish. But as I said, we're going to have a Blood Light from the folks at Blood Brothers Brewing. Math Doctor says, parental discretion is advised. Chris Mills says the quality of the umpires is declining. You would think that, but apparently they're more accurate than ever. It's just they're more exposed than ever because of all the technology now, and viewers can see instantly. Generally speaking, that little box isn't always perfectly accurate, but it is. Diaries of Sarika says, can we call now or should I call you? I don't even know. We don't do calls every night, Sarika, and sometimes we clear the floor for first-time callers to give some people a chance to call in who haven't called. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I get so distracted by the football game, we might just cut the stream. Howard Charco's here. Cheers. Johnny Strides and Mods in chat. Charco cookies, more than just a meal. It's all between the ears. I'm going to be taking a break from those during the stream, Howard, but I've got a video locked and loaded for tomorrow. I'm probably going to catch the second half of the football game, and your cookies may be joining me for the game. We're going to have a not high stream, so we're just going to have an adult beverage. Cheers to everyone out there. Christopher Walking says, not spiting the person by wearing sunglasses tonight. Maybe. Last week, you guys voted for shades. So I don't know. Was there any ball stealing? I actually queued up a video clip of that to show on this stream later because that was absurd. Home run ball into the stands. A dad just ran over and picked it up and then walked it over to his kid who was super excited. Then this lady was like, what the hell are you doing? And yelled at him, and he gave the ball to her. And now she's like public enemy number 1 in America. She had zero entitlement to that ball. If you don't catch it or if you don't pick it up, it's anyone's ball, right? Anyone. And that dad like ran, got it, gave it to his kid. What a piece of shit of a human being that lady is. I'm glad she's been exposed for that. And both organizations gave that kid some gift bags, apparently. Lots of good loot and some autographed material and stuff like that. So good to the Phillies and the Marlins, and screw that lady. And even if she was in the right, like, you don't take something from a kid at a baseball game, a home run ball. Anyways, yeah, we'll look at that later. Lisa says he met the dude who hit the ball, which is awesome. Yeah, talk about, taking a shitty situation and making it good. I'm sure that lady sure regrets her little tirade. It's not even like she didn't even have the ball. Like, she never had it in her control. It's not yours. Anyways, JD is here. Mary W. Chris Mills says it was his birthday too. Oh, it just keeps getting better. But yeah, so that happened. On Thursday, TIFF launched. I went out and saw that. Live streamed TIFF on Friday night for a little bit. Justin Haas's thoughts on the upcoming iPhone event on September 9th. I don't know. Lisa says that kid handled it well. I think the dad handled it really well. He was just like, I want none of this business. Take the ball, lady. Like, yeah, dad and kid, A+ job, lady, F. At least that CEO guy and his mistress have been displaced as the most embarrassing thing caught on camera in a while, right? Michael is here. Lisa says, yeah, he's an adult with emotional maturity. I don't think I could have done that. I probably would have stood there and chewed that lady out and not given her the ball. I can be petty and I can be a dick. And it probably would have dawned on me that there's a lot of cameras on me and I'm in the right. So I'd probably flex that. So yeah, that dad had a lot more maturity than I would have had. Coach Mike says, shout out to the Canada women's rugby team, just bringing it in world championships. Oh, I didn't even know that was going on, but congrats to them. That's no small feat. And those are some supremely tough women. Rugby is not a game for the weak of heart. Donkey says that the kids will remember that game forever. They would have remembered it forever had the lady not have fucked it up, right? It would have gone the other way. It would be genius if they all knew each other and it was planned. Except for that, like, you could not pay me enough for that negative publicity she got. Like, how's she even going to show her face at work next week? Christo says Johnny would have thrown his beer at her. Maybe. I don't. Probably not. I don't think I'm the assault someone type, but I'm sure the yell in their face type. Canadian guy rides and walks. That's a mouthful. Long time watch, first time. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Canadian guy rides and walks. Our Toronto says good evening. Good evening, our Toronto. Harold Reynolds says some helpful advice. You shouldn't be flippant in judo class. There we go, Harold. Breaking in the jokes. Speaking of jokes, I ran into Romero yesterday when I was filming Cabbagetown Fest, and you can see him making a joke in today's video. Matt Doctor says if this happened in Japan, both the woman and man would apologize to each other. My first time in Nara, Japan, I had a friend who said, like, oh, I have a friend who lives there. She'll show you around. She'll be like a tour guide. She loves meeting like travelers. So I was like, cool. So I take the train there. I get in her car. We're driving around Japan. It's kind of a small city. We get to a four-way stop. Another car like ran the stop sign, almost hits us. Both drivers stop and they like bow to each other, like saying, sorry. I was like, what is going on? This is the opposite of road rage. Like the driver that ran the stop sign, it almost hit us. Tons of humility. They seemed genuinely sorry. And like the girl driving the car was even more Canadian than I was, even though she's Japanese, because she's apologizing. Like, why are you apologizing? She's like, we just do that. It makes problems go away. Like, imagine if everyone had that mentality. Donkey says, I went to the vet and lost my balls. Ha. Jack CW needs a James Cook and Derrick Henry TD. You know, my opponent not having a very good game. I started Xavier Worthy, who put up a goose egg because he didn't play. But J.K. Dobbins came through for me. Sam Laporta came through. T. Higgins, not so much. Cameron Dicker did. Kansas City defense did pretty well. I got Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Khalil Shakir going tonight. It's going to be a good night. Christo says, how can someone sit and watch baseball for 3 hours unless it's the finals? There's been some excellent games. This series with the Yankees was excellent. It's very easy to do that, especially if it's aided by this. Lisa says, when I accidentally ran a stop sign and hit someone, we hugged each other. Well, it sounds like you didn't hit them too hard, fortunately. Toronto's doo-wop music guy, hello. Harold Reynolds says, I have Dicker the kicker on both of my fantasy teams. Awesome. Boom says, my Bucks beat Atlanta today. Yes, September is the season where I tend to not go out and record on Sundays, especially if there's meaningful baseball being played and a full slate of football. It's always good. Jack says, as parlay guys, I love playing the over on running back receiving props. Lisa says, no, I didn't, and they actually changed that area. Neat. Just reading some of your messages. So yeah, am I all out of stuff to say? Am I trying to rush this through so I can watch the football game? I don't know. But thank you so much for tuning in. How many people do we have watching? We have 200 and almost 230 people watching. Thank you. And huge thanks to everyone who signed up for membership on this channel. I'm going to try to get some extra content out. I'm going to try to do some members only content, not OnlyFans style, unless you guys demand it. Lisa says, the gal I hit was Dutch, as was the cop, and he made a point of saying that. He actually recommended I fight the ticket and then never logged it, so it went away. Sounds like you met a couple of neat people. Life with the ... I cannot see your full name here. Let me go to your channel. Life with the Martindales. There we go. $6.99. Life with the Martindales. Cheers to you. I went to your channel. We travel, eat, cook, and dream together, but I don't see any videos. But you've been on the YouTube since 2016. Life with the Martindales. Thank you so much. Good evening, Jennifer Gala. How are you enjoying that Cybertruck? Did you get to ride in it? I opened up my Instagram and there's a picture of a Cybertruck on my feed, and it was a member of Jennifer Gala's family. Cameron Richard says, what was up with the name change of Young Dundas Square? Oh, just a self-serving city councilor looking to pat himself on the back and sleep a little better at night. You know, it's not like $3 million could have been useful for anything. I've still yet to meet one person who is actually in favor of the name change. And even if you're in favor of a name change, let's kind of do something related to the city, the province, the country. Tons of Canadians, tons of history we could honor. Oh well, we'll just have to fix that in the future. David Ing says, NVIDIA now has 94% market share, but I ordered an AMD video card for my new PC. I'm streaming this from an AMD RX 9070. I love it. It's, well, my old card was a 3060 12 gig. But yeah, AMD, their problem was they weren't able to make enough graphics cards. So the ones they did make were selling way over MSRP. And if you're paying over MSRP, a lot of people, they sold everyone they made, but also a lot of people are getting NVIDIA as well. Chef Mario Cook says, my first story cookbook is now available online to download for $1 once upon a recipe. Congrats. Hopefully that does well for you. Diaries of Sarika says, but they didn't open the Eglinton Crosstown. I saw that might be coming in October. I'm going to put the over-under on February. I have zero confidence in Metrolinx. Chris Mills says, the names are back to normal. They are indeed. Life with the Martindale says we'll have videos soon. Well, check back with us when you do have videos and we'll take a look. Jennifer Gala says you did, but it's very difficult to park the Cybertruck indoors. You're sticking to your Buick. One of my best friends from high school has a Buick. Like, that brand has changed. It looks pretty friggin' nice. I always thought of Buicks as like 80-year-old cars, but his is rather nice, and he's the same age as me. Donkey says, I was at Rogers Stadium Friday to see System of a Down and the Deftones. I heard those shows were crazy good. I know some people who went. Did you even catch up, or did I catch up on the air show last weekend? Not really. Billy T says NVIDIA is out of control. Don't mention NVIDIA. I was going through my Wealth Simple looking, because it has this thing where you can see your all-time gains and losses, and 6 years ago I sold a bunch of NVIDIA stock for a loss. I sold a bunch of Palantir stock for a loss. I did the math. I would have been up like 50K on those had I have just held on and not sold them. I'm the worst, stupidest fucking idiot of all time for selling those. So, yeah, I'm an idiot. Let's just say that. I'm an idiot. I thought it was just Palantir, but then I scrolled down and I was like, oh, I also sold some NVIDIA for a loss. You know, the two stocks that, you know, got a lot of people to retire early. And I didn't even put that much into them. Billy T says, ouch. Chef Mario Cook says, that sucks. Yeah, hey, that happens, right? That happens. Shortly before then, I was also betting half a Bitcoin on like football games. Like, you know, like it's a normal thing to bet 60,000 US dollars on a football game. They were worth like $50 back then, but it was still nuts. Mr. Sunjib says, can't wait to see the iPhone 17 on Tuesday. Yeah, it'll look exactly like this, but slightly different. GS says Broadcom. Broadcom is killing it. ASML, Broadcom, AMD, NVIDIA. There's just buy the chips, chps.to, semiconductor ETF. I think that's the way to go. May I ask, saw briefly on a previous live, people stated, sorry for your loss. Oh, last week I had a not so, I knew when my phone rang something was up, and my uncle sadly passed away. And my cousins from Germany and Arizona were up in town dealing with that. It is a very sad time in my family right now, obviously. There's not a whole lot of us left. I lost my aunt a year ago, and now I lost my uncle. I feel really, really terrible for my cousins and their families, but we're getting through it. I'm not the, I mean, they're the ones handling it. I feel so bad for them. I'm just kind of over on the sidelines, but it is, yeah, a bit of a sad week in my family. It was, still is. Math Doctor, Drizzy Drake lost 300K on Janet Sinner losing earlier. Are you going to feel sorry for Drake losing 300K? That's like me or you losing $30. Let's not feel sorry for that. It is what it is, but that's hardly a loss for that guy. But thank you, everyone, for your condolences. It is what it is. Sad stuff. Diaries of Sarika. I'm not really going to go into the details of it. GS says chips ETF, chps.to if you're into the AI semiconductors. Or just do what I do and buy a whole bunch of AMD and ASML and hope that plans. I think... No, I thought I just caught a bug, but I didn't. It looked like a mosquito. But thank you, everyone. Matt Bross, my condolences. Johnny, half of my aunts and uncles are gone. Sadly, all of mine are gone. There we go. I got it. Oh, he's still alive. Now he's dead. Now I'm going to flick you onto the carpet and hope you get cleaned up whenever the hell I vacuum next. Divas says fruit flies. No, I think that one snuck in through the balcony. It looked more like a mosquito. It was kind of big. There's not going to be so many of them for the rest of the year. Thank you, Ian. Have you ever been to the Little Canada Museum? I've done a video through there. Yes, I have. No, no fruit flies. Do I have any edibles tonight, sir? I have some Howard Charcoal cookies in the fridge or in the freezer. And I have these, but we're just going to stick to the adult beverage. I might have some for the football game after this. I still don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow, if I'm going to go live in the morning, afternoon, evening. We'll see how it goes. Christo says, when my uncle passed, me and my cousins got piss drunk, blood on blood. Sorry. Hey, man, sometimes that's the best way to do it. Peinsel says, Blood Brothers, Blood Light. Speaking of adult beverages, I went to Queens Harbor again last night. The restaurant I went to with Brad Palmer, Marie Palmer, Mark D, Liam, Vasily were there. Henry Goes Around was there. Bighorn MT was there. that restaurant is really effing good. It was just as good the second time around. I had the steak frites again. I had the hazy pale ale again. And it's not even that expensive. Like, that is a fucking perfectly cooked, delicious steak. And the steak frites was $34. And my beer was $7. And I'm in this like gorgeous restaurant. Like, it was packed. It doesn't make sense. They also said it was like the busiest restaurant in Canada. Jeanette for a fancy Monday coffee. Thank you so much, Jeanette. Cheers to you as the Bills receive the kickoff in Buffalo. This might be I think this will be the last time they open the season at this stadium. But thank you, Jeanette. Have you seen how well Dollarama stock is doing? It's like, yeah, Dollarama stock is killing, and they're buying they're expanding aggressively into South and Central America. They're like the Amazon or Walmart of Canada. That is a killer business they have. And they're like recession proof, right? Rough times, people just buckle up and go to Dollarama more. What was the restaurant called? Queen's Harbor. You should have gone to the poutine festival at Yonge Dundas Square, Johnny. They had free poutine yesterday. I'm not lining up for free anything. It's not worth it. But I was there, and you'll see that at the start of a future video. I recorded a video walking to the Cabbagetown Festival. Hey, who just... Okay, I got to stop looking at that. But I got Josh Allen playing. He's got 0.4 points. Derrick Henry and Khalil Shakir. Come on, Johnny, do your work. Read your chat. Unless it's proper poutine, that shit is only good at 3 a.m. Have Dollarama stores started with their Christmas stuff yet? No, they got to go through the Halloween song and dance, Harold. The day after Halloween, they will be Christmased up. You should be surprised how many good kitchen knives and stuff. Dollarama, like, their stuff is pretty good. Some of it's total shit. I'm sure it's toxic. But most of it's, like, pretty good. Even if you go to, like, where they keep all the soap and, like, shampoo, it's mostly, like, name brand stuff for, like, half of what you would pay at a Shoppers or something. So, yeah, it's a pretty solid place. My Dollarama does not take Amex. They're, like, the only one that doesn't. And they said it's because they're in a basement and they can't connect to the Amex network from down there, but they can connect to all the other ones. Even their machine says it takes it, but it doesn't work. I'm like, what the hell? I just want to buy this. And they're like, oh, you have to use another card. Daiso needs to move into GTA. Daiso, I don't think would last here. That store's like too nice. The margins aren't going to cut it. They'll last in like places where the rent is lower, but I think Dollarama would mop the floor with Daiso if they tried to come here. As someone who used to live across the street from a Daiso and quite liked it. Any plans to stream Nuit Blanche? I've done it in the past to a bit of a thud. I don't really know. Nuit Blanche is... I don't know. I'm kind of lukewarm on that. We'll see. I'm not even that jazzed to make a video of it. We'll see. Hopefully it gets back more to its roots and a little less corporate-y. Chris Mills would love to hear that technical explanation. That's what the person at the store told me. I don't know. Maybe their machines are just broken. Whitby Dude says, when Dollarama first opened, everything cost $1. I like the name. It's fitting. It kind of fits the store and the theme of it. Hey, was that Shakir who just didn't haul that in? Lisa says, I do it in the early AM hours. Crowds are mostly gone. I want Canada to have a Trader's Joe. You mean, or Trader Joe's? Not Trader's Joe. Farm Boy is kind of like the Canadian version of that, isn't it? But, yeah. Hey, there's a bug. Yeah, this must be bug day. There's another bug just crawling on my computer screen. I just squished. What was your favorite part of your Quebec City trip? Probably like that waterfall, Montmercy, or however you say it, waterfall. It was just that part I wasn't even aware of. That was a complete unknown to me. I thought that was pretty awesome. I went to the biggest shopping mall in Quebec with an amusement park inside, and I got an all-day ride pass, and I got to ride that. Or I got to go on most of the non-spinny rides there, because spinny rides make me sick. That's coming up in a future video, actually. I just haven't got around to to posting it. Montmorency, says Lisa, not hard. It's very hard. I still had some people nitpicking my like French pronunciation. And one person was nitpicking the fact that I called it CBC radio. They're like, it's not CBC radio. It's like radio CBC or something. I'm like, it's the same fucking thing. Take the twig out of your ass. Matt Bross says, I stopped by a farm boy in Oakville. I didn't think it was too much like Trader Joe's. I thought that was the idea. I don't really know. I've never been to a Trader Joe's. Did you go to in the Chateau Frontenac? Yeah, I did. I didn't go in my video, but I went back later in through the front entrance. There's like a Lululemon and like little mall in there and a pretty nice restaurant. Looked pretty cool. Nate McLeod says Radio Canada. CBC radio, just that's what it translates to. I even asked ChatGPT and it's like, yeah, that's the same shit. It's radio first because it's French. Shaking my head. Sorry, not sorry. Life with the Martindale says it's exactly like Trader Joe's. There we go. Christo says Farm Boy is hella expensive. Yeah, I have a Farm Boy near me. I never go there. I have a Loblaws near me. I don't go there because I fucking hate the Weston family. They can rot in hell. And I have a Metro near me, which I go to. But I also try to go to like little fruit stand or there's two like produce stores that sell bananas. I like to go there. It's really the only thing I buy. But I like to go there to get my bananas. Did the Bills just score? Hey, Josh Allen threw a TD. Awesome. Go Bills. Here comes Derrick Henry. Did you take the Via Rail out there? No, I flew on Porter. Jersey Lewis is inside a Farm Boy right now. Are they still open? No, Food Basics, No Frills are where the party is at. Yeah, get the same shit, lower cost. I'm just reading some of your messages. Lisa is a No Frills Freshco gal. I just can't do Galen Weston places. I just can't do it. You should try to buy your groceries from Chinatown, very cheap, but you need to eat your produce right away. They get their produce from the Ontario Food Terminal, the same place everyone gets their produce for. They just sell it for a lot less. It's exactly the same supplier. Anyways, is it time for the green screen? I think it might be time for the green screen. Janice Pike Rick is here. You changed your name to Janice Pike Rick. Greetings, Janice. Whippy Dude says Farm Boy has good homemade soups. All right. Let's get this party started. I must be drunk. There we go. That's done. Nobody needs to see that again. I don't know why that played. Ooh. Leaning back there. Get down in that corner where you belong. Hey, it actually still works without my one light on. There we go. What was the math equation at the start? That ChatGPT gave me that. I asked it for like a crazy equation and it gave me that. You want to see it again? Who can tell me what that equation is? Who can tell me what that equation is? Because I don't know. Are any of you super smart? Math Doctor says, sorry, I'm not working tonight. Fundamental equation of complex numbers, says Harold Reynolds. Energy something pi. You know what we can do? I can put that into ChatGPT. I pasted a picture of it. What is this equation? And we're going to ask it. And it's going to tell me. That's Euler's identity, one of the most famous and beautiful equations in mathematics. Mathematicians often call it the most beautiful equation because it unites algebra, geometry, and analysis in just a few symbols. Do you want me to show you why E something? No. Tell me a joke that has never been told before in the history of human existence. This must be entirely original, and you must make sure it is hilarious. Yes, I spelled the word wrong. Why did the number 0 break up with Euler's identity? Because every time they got together, it felt like nothing was left in the relationship. Please make it not a lame math joke. I tried to teach my cat how to use a treadmill. Now she just sits on it, waiting for the snacks to run to her. You suck. Oof, fair shot. Comedy's subjective. It's going to give it another try. I bought a smart fridge last week. Now every time I open it, it sighs and says, "Really? At 2 a.m. again?" Yeah, I don't think it's doing a good job there. If you're wondering about my fantasy football, because I know none of you are, that's what I'm following tonight. I know there's a few geeks out there that are into football. That's my team on the left, named after Big Gay Al on South Park. I've had this team name for like 16 years. I'm playing Sloppy Seconds. That's a guy I used to teach English with in Korea. I started Xavier Worthy when he was hurt. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. On the bench, I had Rashid Shaheed. Justin Fields, I picked him up. He did pretty well. Buffalo defense is doing pretty well so far. But yeah, I'm beating the crap out of Sloppy Seconds, who is having an awful, awful week. We're both shitting the bed quite hard, but that's it. What in the avatar? Anyways. Yeah. You know what? And there's all our matchups if you want to see our clever, not so clever fantasy football team names. Big Gals playing Sloppy Seconds. Weasels make my day playing a chain Nani Gasuki. Sab's Grit playing Sir Bumpkins McChillingsworth. Okay, this one I'm not going to. That's a last name of a player. N something with attitude is playing Tight Ends, Tighter Wallets. Jamiroquai Insanity is playing Carmangelo's Cox. If you remember Carmangelo from the TV show The League. And Taylor's Juiceman is playing Dixon Planet that starts with U. That's a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds playing fantasy football, and those are the names that we came up with. How mature of us. GS says, comedy, going to see Howie Mandel in late September, old Toronto guy from the day gone by. I saw Howie Mandel walking around MGM Studios in Florida. He was the star of the day back when I was a kid. I don't know, Christos. Mary says, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. That's just about the oldest joke in the book, Mary. Your Anus, says Mike T. What do trees like to do? Root beer, says Jillian Felix. Did you get that one from ChatGPT? Anyways. So in case you missed it, this is from Charlie. You wouldn't know it, but this guy is like pretty fucking ripped, borderline jacked. He's like pretty short, 5'6". He doesn't look very big, but there's like, yeah, I don't know. He's like the most unassuming person ever. But he weighed in on this lady that we talked about earlier. Okay, so there's a home run, and Dad right here gets on his high horse and goes running towards the ball. Here's a lady just kind of bending over, lunging at it. Dad gets the ball. Like, if you watch that, Dad, clear as day, like, he clearly didn't steal it from her. That would have been impossible. Gives it to his kid, makes his day, And then this lady comes over and starts yelling at him. And the dad's showing way more emotional maturity than I ever would. Is like, take the ball, lady. Bye. Get out of here.
When I first saw this clip, I thought it was scripted. I thought this is one of those like planted actor moments that a lot of sporting teams do, like where they have actors.
Yeah, I thought that too, Charlie. I think he plays another clip of another view of like the lady yelling. This was just, here, I'll play the actual volume for you.
Yelling at the guy. God, the voice of a banshee. She is screeching at him about how he took it from...
Yeah, he did not take it from her. It's like any ball that nobody has in their grip is a fair game in a baseball stadium. It's like the overhead bins on an airplane, right? Like, just because your seat is under it doesn't mean it's yours. If it's available, someone can put their shit there. Like, there's certain... I don't know, but that lady is fully deserving of every bit of criticism coming her way. But that was just amazing. And to do that, like to take a ball away from a child, like, holy fuck, lady. Yeah, this video, he got 1.5 million views off of that. Or the power outlets in the airport, free for all. Indeed, Pine Soul. First come, first serve. Chef Mario Cook says she lost her job. What is her job? Did the Phillies ball lady lose her job? Did Phillies, I don't like the K word, but it says, did Phillies Karen lose her job after stealing a home run ball? The woman has gone viral for her reprehensible actions. Since the incident, fans have taken to social media to try to identify the woman. After thousands of posts online, she was identified as Cheryl Richardson Wagner, and rumors quickly spread that she had been fired. She uploaded a post to Facebook saying, "Okay, everyone, I'm not the crazy Phillies mom, but I would sure love to be as thin as she is and move as fast, and I'm a Red Sox fan." So she hasn't actually been identified yet. So I don't believe that is true, according to this article. You know what? I can't be bothered to read a whole article. Did the lady lose her job? I'm just going to paste that. Lisa says this mob mentality shit is equally as fucked. I don't think you deserve to, like, she got her just desserts, right? She got the negative publicity, but you shouldn't lose your job over that. She didn't commit a crime. In summary, no one named Cheryl Richardson Wagner was fired. The rumor stemmed from a misidentification that the school district and the individual promptly debunked. Yeah. If she lost her job for that, I would be on her side of the equation, right? Like, yeah, that's, unless her job involved like stadium relations or something like that. But yeah, Drew says, make sure to always brush your teeth with someone else, because 9 out of 10 dentists say brushing alone won't help tooth decay. Ha, Drew, drop in the funnies. Yeah, but you make an ass of yourself. You're all over social media. Everyone's talking about it. Hell, I'm talking about it. You got what you deserve, but losing your job, that's not fair at all. Just reading some of your messages. Anyways. Now I feel bad. I feel like I just tipped the scale. She's gotten too much hate. Yeah, I'm sure she regrets it, but like, it's still just an utterly disgusting act that she did. So did you hear about this? Toronto traffic transit congestion likely to worsen with in-office mandates, says expert. So now kids are back in school. University students are back in full force. U of T, TMU, York, all the 10 million colleges that are all somehow now universities in Toronto. All these students taking the subway all at once. Everyone, Lisa says, whatever, dude, you aren't trying to identify her or make her lose her job. Yeah, just she did something stupid in public. Let her be roasted, but it's too far to do that stuff. Romero Santiago, 139. Cheers to you, Romero. It's good to see you and your other half and your little doggy on Saturday. I guess that was yesterday. But apparently this has been all over the news. The Ontario government is asking for all of their public servants to return to the office. Banks, insurance companies, which is like half of the jobs in the financial district, are asking their people to return to work in person, encouraging public transit use, which can barely handle the load of people we have now because it's so poorly run and underfunded. I think the city said there's going to be like a $37 billion shortfall on that. Pete the vlogger, no, I didn't. Did you hear about the plane crash today? But yeah, that's if you're commuting in the GTA, just a heads up. Leave the car keys. Take some transit. I don't know. It's going to get pretty wild. Maybe I'll document what it's like on the TTC at rush hour if it really does get worse. I remember commuting in like 2018 from Eglinton Station. And honest to God, at like 8:30 a.m., I would sometimes have to stand there for 2 or 3 trains just before I could even get on one, just to go to the financial district. It was that packed back then. So it looks like there might be a return to that, which is nuts. Christo says, get the Eglinton LRT working first before forcing people back into the office. It should have been working a long time ago. Keswick now has a rush hour, more like a rush half hour. Will be good for businesses in the path. It'll be amazing for businesses in the path and business. Like, there's good sides to this. I'm sure productivity will go up. I'm sure the quality of work will go up. I don't know how many times when I worked in an office, we worked in these like pods. So our cubicles were shared with like 3 other people. Someone would just spin around in their chair with a problem and just think out loud. And someone walking by or someone else would be like, I think I know how to fix that. And you would just kind of like work together and bounce ideas off each other and problem solve. And like, it would kind of elevate. Everyone would get much better at things because of that. And when you work at home, you totally lose the ability to do that. Like, oh, I have this problem. Oh, I think Bob over in like 55 on another floor had that problem. Just message him. You message Bob and he's like, yeah, I know how to fix that. I'll come down and show you. Like, it's just so much better working in the office in terms of like getting shit done. So I totally understand why they want to push this. Lisa says, I love hybrid, but wouldn't be mad about a third work from home day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel sorry for people. I feel sorry for people that like changed their lives around it. You know, maybe they bought a place or rented a place further away thinking they could work remotely and now they're being told to work. I don't know. But if I ran a company, I would want my people in the office like 4 days a week. I would probably want that. It's just 1,000 times more productive. You think working from home might be more productive, but it's not. City of Hamilton. Yeah, this one is one of those things that pissed me off. Harold Reynolds says, I have to leave work at 4:15 to get home to do dinner. At home, I can work to 5 or later. Neat. So this dude was having problems with people breaking into his house in Hamilton. So he installed a bunch of security cameras around his house.
A Hamilton man has been ordered by the city to take down the security cameras on the outside of his home.
And the city is now asking him to take them down. Keep in mind, there have been other incidents in the neighborhood where the police have asked him for a copy of his security footage. In a nutshell, this dude has 10 security cameras outside his home on McNabb Street North in downtown Hamilton because he says he needs them. We've had a lot of break and enters into our home and homes around us. And now the city is telling us that it's excessive. We're gonna summarize this. This story I came across the other day. Why does the city need him to remove his cameras? We're gonna be lazy. Rather than me rather than me paraphrase the article. Hamilton's bylaw is meant to prevent properties from being fortified in ways that create surveillance or security risks for the wider public. It's his fucking house. Let him put up as many cameras as he wants. He's got a view of the public. It specifically says homeowners are not permitted to view or listen beyond their perimeter of their own property. That means cameras can record on your property, i.e. your front door, driveway, backyard, but they shouldn't be aimed at sidewalks, streets, or neighbors' homes. Tell me who are they protecting, right? Who is the city of Hamilton protecting? Because you sure as hell aren't protecting your residents. Why Ring doorbells are still allowed. Many doorbell cameras face the street, but they're usually seen as incidental, primarily monitoring the homeowner's front step or driveway. In Miles' case, the sheer number and angle of the cameras may have crossed into surveillance of the broader public realm, triggering bylaw enforcement. This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard of. The guy lives in like a high crime area. He's been broken into before. He's gone through great expense and great trouble to do something that is just logical. I'm going to, if that happened to me, I'd be like, yeah, let's do something about it. And the city is telling him to take down his surveillance cameras. Like, I don't know. This is ridiculous. You could win this in a lengthy court battle, charter rights and freedoms, trump local bylaws. You could, but at what expense is this poor guy going to have to go through? Right? At what expense? Lisa says the town of Pelham, close to your parents, actually doesn't want speed cameras on their main stretch because they say they have enough traffic calming measures in place to manage it. What I would want from the city are statistics proving that there's virtually zero instances of reckless speeding. Reckless speeding being like going more than 15 over the limit. If they could prove that, then yeah, their traffic calming measures are fine. But if they can't prove that, speed camera away, right? And that's the thing. The police are always saying, we don't have the resources. Oh, your bike is stolen. Tough shit. We don't have the resources for that. You call 911. People are waiting 10, 15 minutes, right? Apparently, they're so busy and they're so tied up and they're so underfunded. So why the fuck would we have police enforcing speed on like streets that are known problems when you can just have a camera do it for them? Boom, freed up your resources, right? Also, there's no discriminating. There's no judgment calls. It's black and white. You went over this speed. Here's your ticket. Fuck off. Like, it's such a logical solution to so many problems. So I don't know. That's another thing. The speed camera on Parkside Drive was taken down for what, the 7th time now? Harold Reynolds says there are a lot of donut shops that need protection. Chef Mario cooks. I don't know. Phone calls aren't every stream. But yeah, there was the guy who was charged for beating the crap out of someone who broke into his home, which I thought was ridiculous. Someone breaks into your home while you're there. I'm sorry. I think they've lost their right to any ounce of freedom they have. Because when you do that, if someone broke into my home, that's going to trigger your flight or fight response, right? You are no longer a rational thinking human being. You are now someone on edge. Your heart is beating a mile a minute. You're scared for your life. There is nothing rational at all about that situation. You might run to the kitchen, grab a knife and plunge it through the neck of the person that like broke into your apartment. And now you're getting charged and you didn't ask to be in that position, right? Like at the end of the day, humans, we're still animals. We still have those instincts. We still have fear built in. I don't know. The intruder had a crossbow too, Whitby dude. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Stand your ground laws. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think, and you can't say, oh, that's so many people online when you read these stories say, well, elect a liberal. It's like, what the fuck are you smoking? When under like Stephen Harper or any conservative government did any of this stuff get addressed, right? When was any of this? Like, it's just a problem this country has had. It's not a left or right thing. I think everybody wants the right to protect themselves, right? Everybody probably wants the right to be able to put up surveillance in front of their home. I don't know. Not the topic I want to be ranting about, but yeah. We do need stand your ground laws for sure. A private company could assemble a whole bunch of different people's camera footage and assemble it into big data if they had access to it. Jennifer Gala says, I agree, Johnny. We need to reform our criminal laws. Hope Carney. Somebody's got to fix it. Somebody's got to fix it. Laws were better in the 70s. They like coddle. We're so concerned about like the criminal. What about the victims? Like, fuck the criminals. I don't care about you once you cross the line like that. The whole point of the justice system, the number one goal is to protect society. It's not to reform criminals. It's to protect us from criminals. Like, I don't know. Lisa says shit should be, it should, but like, you break into my home while I'm sleeping, you're not leaving here walking out. You're leaving here in like a body bag or on a stretcher, or I am leaving in a body bag or on a stretcher. Like, that's just like, it's just so fucking ridiculous that we can't protect ourselves in this country. And like, was it the York Region Police that were saying like basically the equivalent of leave milk and cookies and some lemonade by your door? Like, why even lock your door? Just come in, help yourselves. Diaries of Sarika says the guy who died in the washroom at Scarborough Town Center was a gun seller. There was a dude who was killed in front of his family from a home invasion just north of here. Krista says totally agree. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I know some people in this area that have been broken into. And like, so this conversation like comes up. People are always like, well, I'm glad I wasn't home when it happened. But what if you were home when it happened? Like, then what? You're going to call 911 and go on hold, and they're going to tell you to lay over and let the criminal help themselves. And then the cops are going to show up 20 minutes later after the guy has left. I don't know. I think intruding is instigating a fight. It says, yeah, intruding is surrendering your right to freedom. That's what intruding is. That's my opinion of it. Like, you have just... I do not believe in an eye for an eye, because the person who lost their eye never asked to lose their eye, right? Like, whatever you did to me should happen 1,000 times worse to you. Yeah, I have zero sympathy for that. Anyways, this story also, since we're on this nice topic, this story someone sent this to me asking about tiny homes. We go back to the geniuses in Hamilton. As tiny homes arrive in Hamilton, counselors ask why city bought made in China units for $35,000 each. Apparently, the city of Hamilton bought these. This one doesn't have a picture of it. They bought little housing units that are very much like the tiny homes for $35,000. And these things could be found online for like $800 on AliExpress. The exact same units. When City of Hamilton staff agreed to buy 40 tiny homes from a Brantford, Ontario company who just imported them from China for a new outdoor shelter site last fall. Good on them, by the way, for like doing something and addressing the problem, especially before winter. So let's applaud the City of Hamilton. They thought they were supporting a local Indigenous-owned business that was one of the few capable of delivering on a short timeline. Supporting local, again, good on them. But what they didn't know was Microshelters was a new operation that would go through an American company to order the tiny homes from China at like 10,000% markup. Yeah, they were found on Alibaba for $600 each, and the city paid $35,000 for one double cabin. Why didn't they reach out to Ryan at Tiny Homes? I'm sure he could have done something or worked with them or helped them in some direction. That Hamilton tiny shelters, $35K. Like look how similar these things look. There's what they look like. I don't know. I can't get this to look bigger, but I'm sure you can see it. They look kind of similar, but Lisa says because NIMBY assholes would rather bury Ryan's progress instead of praising it. Yeah, and like Ryan is such a sweetheart. He's not in this for profit. He would happily probably share his blueprints and like work with someone and help them. Like this is like, it's just such a logical thing to do. Like winter is coming. We've got people living on the streets. Let's give them some dignity. Put them inside. But so like city of Hamilton, your heart was in the right place, but holy fuck, did you ever screw up? You could have sheltered a lot more people with your budget or saved a lot of money. Both of those would have been big wins, right? Billy T says he's a saint. Are they stolen designs from the real? No, they're similar. This is a concept that's been making some headway across, I guess, the world now that China's making them and selling them. But like that, someone said that to me. That just showed up in my inbox, and I thought that was kind of like cool, but not cool. Like the city even bought them sight unseen. Anyways, let's go to Reddit Toronto. Sorry for the negative news. We need some positive news. Marge says, those blue and gray ones look like porta potties. Maybe. They look like tool sheds from Home Depot, says Harold Reynolds. Yeah, but those tool sheds can give someone like a warm place to sleep in a brutal winter. Like that is priceless. That's all government work. The cost is like 10 times more than it really should be. That's sadly very, very normal of government stuff. Diaries of Sarika. I don't know if we're doing calls. Baltimore 10, Buffalo 7. Baltimore 10, Buffalo 7. 9-year-old girl allegedly mauled by an off-leash dog at a Toronto park. I'm not going to make that bigger, but yeah, people that take your dog off leash, like, fuck off with that. There's off-leash zones. You give dog owners a really bad name. Splashy impressionist painting I did of the CN Tower with a heart on top of it. What do you think of that, art expert Lisa? What do you think of that? Pinesill says we should do a quiplash in honor of Roe, who we met not too long ago. I think that looks pretty cool. I like that. I would, if you gave me that, I would find a way to display that in my home. I like that. Lisa says it's not bad. LCBO theft on the rise, says Diva. You increase people's pride and dignity. They can get their shit together and find jobs. That's best case scenario, Christos. Worst case scenario, they don't have to sleep on the streets in the fucking freezing cold. It's kind of a win-win, isn't it? I don't know. Parkside speed camera is down yet again, now with a photo. This makes two people that I know of that have absolutely no life. A certain other person who's been banned from this channel, and this person who keeps cutting down. Maybe it's the same person. I don't know. They seem to have a lot of time on their hands. Toronto's protracted unemployment problem is becoming scary. All right, let's look for some nicer, more feel-good stuff. One of them gave me the finger. Naturalists carefully turned this land in the Don Valley into a thriving habitat for wildlife. Then the ravers showed up. Something tells me raves don't really belong in nature. Kind of like setting off fireworks. You know, kind of freaks a lot of stuff out. Cyclist killed in Highway 11 crash. Okay, let's get some good news. Missing cat. Oh, this is a bad weekend, but what an adorable cat. 5-year-old white and black male tuxedo. Last seen Birdstone Crescent, Toronto. Indoor cat went missing early this morning. He is very shy. Please call if found or seen. There you go. There's a number there and an email. I'm sure someone would love to have their family member back. There's a great new restaurant opening in the Annex by Côte de Boeuf. There you go, Lisa. There's some good news. Côte de Boeuf is marvelous, by the way. There's a word I don't normally use. But hopefully that cat gets reunited with their family. Cool picture, but it looks kind of like my Samsung Galaxy S2 could have taken it like 14 years ago. I don't know. Not sure. Poop Drop Express. Why does that look kind of like the Rosedale Valley? Where is that? Where is... Oh, I forgot to check. Sometimes with these missing animal posts, there's a post saying they found. Bump finding Timo. Thank you. Forgot to mention, did you try the Lost and Found Toronto sub? Aw, it's always sad to see someone looking for their cat, hopefully, or dog. Toronto, Canada at night. I don't know. I think you could buy a Fisher Price camera that's better quality than that. Like, it's a cool picture. I don't want to be a dick, but I don't know. I think just about everyone on planet Earth has a higher quality camera in their pocket. Yeah, it's low light. It's hard, but still. Center Island at night. That's a really cool picture, and I'm sure I like the reflection of the moon. Okay, I'll give it that. It looks like taken with an iPhone. You can see a floating green orb here. Still a lot of noise. Lisa says it's overexposed to shit. Seen any celebs this weekend for TIFF? No. I generally just go to TIFF when I record. And if you can see celebs, but you have to stand around a huge crowd of people forever. Just kind of going like, oh, who's that? Like, no thanks. The Soldiers Tower Stained Glass, University of Toronto. Is this low quality camera day on Reddit? Maybe they're compressing the hell out of these photos. Saw Rami Malek by the well. He looks I don't know. He looks a lot smaller than I thought he would be. I don't know. Cool. T-Shots is good with celebs. Very talented. Oh, yeah, I saw she streamed. So she actually, who did I get? I recorded one celeb on like a TIFF stream. I just don't have the patience to stand there and wait. And it's a human being. I'm sorry, your shit stinks the same as mine. I don't feel that like, oh my God, it's a celebrity feeling when I see them. Just me. I don't know. Lane McLeod says they're smaller in real life. Male actors tend to be on the shorter side. I think they average around 5'8", 5'9". I think I read it makes it easier to frame shots, especially since they're closer in height to their women counterparts. So it's easier for like directors and people to like stage shots. And it's when you see like a really tall dude in a movie, it's like really like Vince Vaughn. It's really apparent that they're super tall. But most male actors, I think, are a little bit on the shorter side. But he looks pretty small. I thought he would have been, I don't know. Union Station, taxi scams, and your rights. All right. Let's stay positive. Jennifer Gallet says you're a celebrity too. We're proud of you. Thank you. But I don't know if celebrity is a word to describe me. Tom Cruise is like 5'6" and 140 pounds. Diaries of Sarika says, I like Johnny. He's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard that Tom Cruise is on the shorter side. No offense to shorter guys out there, just an observation with actors in general, right? That looks like Yonge and Eglinton. That's the view from Sunnybrook. That's a pretty cool view. Jollykin says Tom Cruise is an absolute head case. Do you think anyone who takes Scientology seriously is not a head case? Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of him. That is pretty fucking cool. I love the glow. Is that the moon right behind the CN Tower? I wish they backed it up a bit, and I wish they caught more of Roy Thompson Hall. You've got the Ritz-Carlton on the right, RBC Tower on the left. They caught the yellow light, but that's a pretty cool snap. How did your news interview go? Will you ever post it on your channel if it drops, says Romero. I thought I posted a link to it. Sam says, personally, I was starstruck during your face reveal way back. Thanks. Man dead after being tasered by Toronto police in North York. Don't want to touch that with a 100-foot pole. Hopefully all protocols were followed and the police were doing exactly as they were trained. I have my doubts, but yeah, I don't even want to get into that. Woman kidnapped. Family members shot during yet another Ontario home invasion. Woman intentionally struck by one of two suspect vehicles, which caused her to exit the vehicle. The second suspect at this time kidnapped her. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, no words for that. What is this? What am I looking at? Bike share. Oh. Bike share Toronto minus $50. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe I should read that. You did post it. Yeah, check my post. I think I did. Comeback Kid at Danforth Music Hall. Unexpectedly gorgeous out. That is, I think it's a pretty mediocre photo, but it is. Reddit has been flooded with mediocre photos. Senior lenders behind luxury condo The One, sue Sam Mizrahi and Jenny Coco for $1.5 billion. Hey, I used to have a Toronto Star subscription. Anyways, I need to use the little boy's room. So let's watch a really old live stream while I do that. 1K subscriber bonus stream. Woohoo. Look at this. Okay, you can watch this. I'll be back. Who is that goober on the top left of the screen? And as promised, for some reason, we're live. All right, it is, it's now Saturday, December 5th, 12:38, although you obviously can just look at the time yourself. And I have, Alexa, what's the temperature right now? And right now it's 2 degrees Celsius according to Alexa, and we can expect a high of 2 degrees. What's up, Tristan? Somebody made it to this stream. Alexa, shut up. For some reason, she just keeps talking. I ask her a question, and she's yippity yap, and then she doesn't shut up. I don't know what's wrong with her, but how are you doing, Tristan? Christy, greetings. I assume some people are making their way over here from the other stream I had tonight. Thank you, Green City. Thank you, Tristan. And we are having an excellent IPA right now. This is a 4.5%. The Bench. It's from the Niagara Escarpment. Yeah, I decided not to go with the Scotch tonight. I stayed up by scrolling Instagram. Michelle, Susan, what's up, guys? Hey, I was morally, ethically, possibly legally obligated to do this stream. So my feet are absolutely destroyed. I hit 29,500 steps. That was 2 videos I filmed and now 2 live streams. So, although I guess technically this doesn't count because it's not the same day. But hey, Susan, how are you? And oh, maybe I should play a video so you're not looking at this stupid picture the whole time. All right, I'm having some problems with the videos I play on these streams getting flagged. So let me turn off this picture here. So what I've done is, this is a future Johnny Stumbles video. Oh, neat. Hey, Jeanette, how are you? And that's neat, Tristan. So what I'm doing is, on these live streams, I'm actually flipping my videos. So hopefully it doesn't pick them up as duplicate content. And I don't... Yeah, that guy didn't know what the hell he was doing, did he? Stole Johnny Stumble video. Johnny Stumbles video. Lisa says, sounds like a punk. Thank you for bearing with me. I did not know this because my screen wasn't refreshing, but Derrick Henry, 21 points. I now have a 97% chance to win my fantasy football this week. Thank you, Derrick Henry. You absolute beautiful human being. You stud. I'm so glad I drafted you and not like Christian McCaffrey. Actually, I don't even know how he did today, but anyways. We are going to take some phone calls, I think. Math Doctor says, sadly, Ravens up 17-7. Yeah, it's still early. I'm going to watch the second half of the game with a Howard Charco cookie. What I want to do is, we haven't done this in a while. So I know Diaries of Sarika is wanting to call in, but I want to open up the call to, or the phones to, first-time callers only right now. We'll try to get someone new out of the woodwork. So first time callers only, 647-313-9658. Let's see if someone wants to call in. And if nobody calls in, we'll then just open it up for everybody. Lisa says Godspeed. Yeah, let's see if people follow those instructions. Oh. Let's see. 647-313-9658. I had to log back into this account because I have to log out of this account now when I live stream, because there's a certain shit-eating, shit-disturbing person who likes to call me during my stream and disconnect. And I have proof. I don't know. Get a life. Anyways. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, who are we speaking with?
This is Coach Mike. Who am I speaking with?
Coach Mike, you're live on the Johnny Stumbles show, so I guess you have my my lesser half. How's it going, Coach Mike?
It's not going too bad. I just wanted to tell you, Johnny, that I started watching you about the same time I had my left hip joint replaced, so I am walking vicariously through all of your videos, and I wanted to say thanks.
Well, you're very welcome, but I want to say thank you for watching them as well. That's the reason why the channel can keep going. Because people like you watching them, right? So it's a two-way street.
Well, I've been in Toronto for a long, long time, and I really actually get a kick out of watching you go down streets I know quite well, and also a lot of streets I actually have never seen, despite being in this town for a very long time. So it's very cool. And I got to tell you, I think one of the first ones I saw was you on your e-bike, and I don't know how you survived that. I think you went down Coxwell or something. And you must have had inches between parked cars and cars. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, you get desensitized to that in Toronto, and you kind of learn to ride defensively or pay the consequences, I guess, right? Like when I'm riding between cars, you are looking for doors opening, any sign that there's like your eyes are just darting all over the place. Your hands are hovering over the brakes. You're letting up on the pedal, right? You're just being defensive. That's just the reality of it.
I used to do that in the streets of Toronto when I was much younger with my beautiful 10-speed, but on that e-bike, you must be going much, much faster.
Actually, I go about as fast as I do on my single speed. I never take it over 30 kilometers, and I found that going up hills, up a grade, yeah, I power through that. But I'm one of those guys that when I get moving, I move pretty quick, even on a non-e-bike. Well, I have a question for you. Is there anything I haven't recorded that you would like to see, or something you would like to see again, maybe as some inspiration for a future video?
Well, like I said, I'm kind of a newbie. I like everything you've done. I never would have thought, to tell you the truth, and no criticism intended, that someone who's just walking down the street with a gimbal could be interesting, but you definitely made it interesting. You've made it fun. The community is pretty spectacular. Boy, it seems like everybody knows everybody. They go to dinner twice a week or something. It's kind of wild. But just parts of town that maybe you haven't already been to. I know you've got the downtown is hard not to go through because it's so much action and so much life. I've lived all over the city, from where you are now, sort of young Davisville, young in Eglinton, Chapman and Egg. I went to school at U of T. But there are still parts of the city I haven't seen. So I don't know. Just keep doing what you're doing. I get a kick out of it, and I think it's pretty cool. I got to tell you.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, but no signs of slowing down. All right, I'll try to. There's so many nooks and crannies in the city that I haven't yet done, and there's some parts of downtown even that I've only scratched the surface of. So there's it's just such a big dynamic city.
It's amazing.
I mean, you could literally make a channel just walking down Yonge Street every day, and people would watch, even if you just recorded the same thing, just because there's always, that's just the kind of, we're so lucky to have this as a.
You're quite right. So I got two things. I think I did watch a little bit of Sunday once. I came in at the end, and everybody had to tell a joke. Is that correct?
They don't have to, but it would be.
I got one though.
All right, let's hear it.
But first, I just want to say I'm the guy one of my first texts to Johnny Strides, I was April 7th, 1977. I was on Usher opening day. So that's me.
Oh wow. My dad was there. Maybe you guided him to his seat.
Well, I was Section 1012. I remember that too. And my other claim to fame on that, and I know it happened, although I might have dreamt it, but there was a U.S. actor who did a thing for CBC Sports, and I escorted him down to field level, and that's all I remember about that. Otherwise, it was cold.
Awesome.
But it was very, very cool. So here's my joke. You might have heard it. I'm sure everybody knows who Chris Hemsworth is.
Yep.
So Thor, dressed as a normal person, goes to a bar one night, meets a woman, and they end up going back to her place and spending the evening. In the morning, he says, I have a confession to make. And the woman says, what's that? He says, I'm Thor. And she says, you're Thor. I can barely walk.
All right. That's a PG-13 joke, we'll call it.
The Brits love it because they're all about lists.
Yeah, I get it. Well, thank you for sharing, Coach Mike. Feel free to call back anytime you just want to say hi, and I'll try to uncover a different part of the city in the coming weeks.
That's great. Anyway, thanks very much for taking the call, and like I say, I'm a big fan. And it's a lot of fun, and within about the next 10 to 20 days, I'll ditch the cane and I'll start walking like a normal person, and maybe I'll run into you on the street.
Well, feel free to say hi if you do, and
sure,
best of luck getting back on your feet. Thank you, Coach Mike.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Bye-bye.
What a friendly person, and that is why I like to do this first-time caller action going on. Hello there.
Hello. Do you remember me from some of your live streams or your streams at 9 a.m.? It's Johnny M. How are you, Johnny Strides?
Good. How are you, Johnny M?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I've actually just come back to Hamilton from my family and I's first road trip out to Newfoundland.
Oh, you drove out to Newfoundland?
Yeah, we did.
In like a car, in a camper van?
In our Grand Caravan, we actually drove out there to the and we took the ferry from North Sydney, but we actually missed our ferry, which was supposed to go to Port of Argentia, so we ended up taking the one to Port aux Basques. It goes to the west side of Newfoundland, and we ended up driving all the way across Newfoundland to get to Placentia, where my father-in-law lives. Oh,
that's pretty awesome. Well, that sounds like a hell of an adventure. And you said you're back in Hamilton?
Yeah, we had just got back here on Friday afternoon, just before 5 o'clock.
I've been to the East Coast, but only once, and only when I was a kid. So I'm gonna have to go back pretty soon at some point.
How far have you ever gotten on the East Coast?
I think we went to like New Brunswick when I was a kid. I would have to talk to my mom. I think we drove. I really don't remember it much. And as an adult, like, I know this is our country. I know it's big. I know it's beautiful. But whenever I have time, I always just go over an ocean. Pretty much. That's kind of. But I need to do more seeing the rest of Canada, I think.
Yeah. Fill you in on something very special. I think you're on Instagram, because there's a YouTuber who I used to follow 10 years ago. He used to go by Next Level. He renamed his channel, and it's now called What's Up Next, NXT. And he put some live streams on there with him driving out the East Coast from Port Colborne. And he documented a lot more of it on his Instagram. And you can find it under Vampers_Vamping.
Sorry about that. Something keeps. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, I think I found it. All right, I'm gonna give that channel a look.
Vampers Vamping, you'll find everything on there. he's even got a link. So if you ever have like a big vehicle or something like that, you can actually get something installed into your vehicle to turn it into an RV with a bed and everything.
Awesome. Well, Johnny M, thank you for calling and thank you for sharing. Do you have a joke for us?
Unfortunately, I don't. I'm just winding down right now to get to bed since I got to wake up early in the morning for work. But I just thought, since I'm calling in for the first time, that I'd give you at least a little quick show just so you know what I sound like.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Johnny M, and welcome back to Ontario.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll catch up on your next live stream.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, you too. Take care, Johnny Strides.
All right. Take care. Who called me Johnny Strides, not Stumbles. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, it's Sue.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I think you have your volume on in the background. Can you turn that down a little bit?
Yeah, I turned it down.
Awesome. So, Sue, you're calling from, where are you calling from?
Actually, I'm in Brampton.
Oh, neat. I was born in Brampton. Fun little fact, at Peel Memorial.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
My son was born there, actually.
Oh, awesome. So, yeah, I'm not a very good radio host. So, is there anything you want to share with us?
No, just that I started watching Johnny's videos back in April, I guess, when I had more time to watch some YouTube videos. I was on a leave from work, so I've been watching his videos since then, and I've just found them entertaining.
Oh, well, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I hear a lot of stories of people that, like, whenever they had to work from home or they had some downtime, that's when they discovered the channel. It's always interesting hearing how people got into it, because it's a bit of a time commitment, right? To watch like a 30-40 minute video of some dude just walking around yapping his head off.
Yeah. And also because of, like, when I was off during that time, my husband was working, so I had no car during that time. So that was kind of like my outlet to, like, see the city and everything.
Well, thank you so much for watching and sticking with the channel. It's awesome to get to talk to viewers. Coach Mike grew up in Bramalea. That's close by. I used to work temporarily at the Bramalea City Center, if you've ever been there.
Yeah, back in the late 80s, I actually worked in City Center at a record store.
Oh, I was at the New York Fries every once in a while. Awesome. Well, Sue from Brampton, you know what I'm going to ask? Do you have a joke for us?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
That's okay. That's okay. I want to thank you so much for calling in. Feel free to call in anytime and say hi in the chat.
Thank you so much for, like, all your videos and everything.
Oh, you're very welcome, but just as thank you and then some for watching them.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sue. Have a great night.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye. That was Sue, and we have someone breaking our rule.
Thank you, and then some for watching them.
Hello there.
Thank you, Sue. Have a great night.
Hello.
Why do I have a feeling this is Sarika?
Yeah, because it is. Because I wanted to talk to you. I'm sorry that, like, I know you have, like, 2 other callers.
What you need to do when we do new callers only, you need to disguise your voice and pretend you're someone else.
Okay.
So how
are you otherwise?
Good. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good.
You honestly, you sound every time you call like you're the happiest human being on planet Earth. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, it is. It is actually a true fair
honest assessment, actually.
Like you just wake up in the morning and start giggling and then giggle yourself to sleep at night and it doesn't stop all day. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think I think viewers like your positivity in the chat.
Yeah,
Math Doctor says life's better under the Sarika.
Yeah, because some people wanted me to call, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call, don't worry. And then like I wanted to talk to you today too, and such. That's why I was calling.
Awesome. Well, thank you for calling in. Do you have a joke for us, Sarika?
Yeah. Hold on. It was from ChatGPT.
Oh God. Oh God. You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, sorry.
Just say I made it myself.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, I don't have a joke. But, yeah, before I let you go, I don't forgot when I started watching you. I think I watched you, like, last year, but, your streams and your videos never make me get bored. Like it's always entertaining, and it's always amused me to where you go. And just I think it was the other day when you went on Jarvis Street, you passed like I was meaning to ask you because I forgot to comment on the video, but I there was a Rogers building.
Yep.
City Deals moved into that building, but there was a huge building on the left-hand side. And what is that building? Like, it was so huge that when you were walking towards the next set of lights, it was still a building, and there was like a bridge to the other side of the building. Is that like a hospital or something?
No, I think that was all part of the Rogers campus. It's just a giant sprawling complex that like eats up an entire block. It is huge. And I think it's kind of multiple buildings connected to one another, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
I think that's what you're talking about. All right. Well, we'll take that in lieu of a joke. And Sarika, thank you so much for calling. Dylan Reynolds and Harold Reynolds are quite upset that you were able to call in twice or call in on a first-time caller night. Harold Reynolds says, when I shanked my drive, I knew that the balls going into the rough was a foregone conclusion. But Harold Reynolds dropping the joke. Well, Sarika, thank you for calling and have a wonderful week ahead.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful week ahead as well.
All right.
Bye,
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
That was the world's happiest human being, Sarika. And this is the end of the stream. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in. Mods, viewers, Best Damn community on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Don't worry, regular callers, people that often call in, we'll open things up to you again. I think it's fun just to have like first-time callers. Encourage some people to lose that call-in virginity and yeah, put them on the spot. Be in front of an audience, right? I have to do it. So should all of you. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow on Johnny Strides. There'll be a video at 9 a.m. If there is no video, I'm going to live stream. I'm going to eat some Howard Charcoal cookies and figure out what I'm going to do. But go Bills, go. There's 1 minute and 46 left in the first half. But thank you so much. Lisa has to work tomorrow. Harold Reynolds says, what music concert costs only 45 cents? 50 Cent featuring Nickelback. That was actually pretty damn good, Harold Reynolds. Although I can't imagine 50 Cent and Nickelback co-headlining a show. That doesn't really work too much. But anyways, thank you so much, guys. Have an awesome night. And again, thanks mods. Thanks channel members. There is channel membership available on this channel. I don't know why you do that, but if you're feeling super awesome, you can do that. It's 2025. Anything is possible. Hey, someone just typed that. All right. Have a good night. Yoink. Ba-dum.